see you again, Congressman. Welcome to the program. Let's start with the new national security strategy. Do you agree with its description of flexible realism?
I don't. I think there's a lot in there. There's not much mention of North Korea. I would have talked about security on the peninsula a little bit more. I understand the desire for partners and friends to step up their security commitments. I think that is a reaction to what's happening here in the United States in terms of inflation, cost of living, everything else. I mean, the first Trump administration vis-a-vis North Korea started with the fire and fury phase where we were worried that we were going to start a war on the peninsula, to the détente phase where you had bilateral meetings with Kim Jong-un. I think we have to look at the long-term stability on the peninsula. I do think it was a mistake not to mention North Korea. We haven't seen a lot of the saber rattling that we often would see out of North Korea, but we have seen missile tests and other technology tests. We've seen the alignment of North Korea with Russia. So I think there's still a lot to be worried about. I worry about that because I do see China as our greatest global competitor and greatest global threat. I see Russia as a nation that started the first big country war, unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. So that's a major problem and dilemma. I do think this is contrary to what Congress thinks, that we do think we should support Ukraine in this conflict. We do think we should honor our commitments to Europe vis-a-vis the troop levels in NATO. So I think Congress, as a separate branch of government, should step up and perhaps issue their own national security doctrine. The goal is to maintain the status quo with Taiwan. It's strategic deterrence. We've seen some of the reaction of China to the statements made by the Prime Minister of Japan. Those are not helpful. I mean, Korea will always have a trading relationship with China. It has deep investments with China. Chinese tourists visit Korea on a regular basis. What has me concerned is the Chinese reaction. I think it's an overreaction because clearly the Straits of Taiwan are incredibly important to the movement of goods, commerce, freedom of navigation, maritime security. We can't have a conflict across the strait. We should try to maintain peace and prosperity in the region. It is in China's interest, it's in Korea's interest, it's in Japan's interest, it's in the interest of the United States and all of East Asia. So the goal here is to maintain the status quo of peace and prosperity. Taiwan doesn't present a threat to China. China should not try to upset that status quo. My sense is President Trump also wants to reach a deal with China. My concern is I don't want President to sacrifice our closest friends, Korea, Japan, others, in order to get that deal. I feel like the United States should firmly stand behind the Washington Agreement, which is we will be your nuclear deterrent. We are committed to you. I understand the anxiety or angst that the people in Korea may have. They've seen an invasion of Ukraine by Russia. They see much more assertive and aggressive China. And then they have to live with the ongoing nuclear threat of North Korea. I think that's the concern that the Korean people have is, will President Trump change that dynamic? The problem is if Korea has the technical capabilities to have their own nuclear deterrence, which then would lead Japan to have to do the same thing, which also then creates tension with China, which all of a sudden will see this as a potential threat. So the conversations that are taking place in Korea, I understand they're legitimate conversations, but we have to, as Congress, reaffirm our firm commitment to Korea.